The entertainment world thrives on glamour, flashing lights, and carefully sculpted stories of stardom, but behind the dazzling curtain lies a darker tale of power, silence, and secrets too heavy to tell. In recent weeks, that curtain has been pulled back, not by rumor alone, but by the powerful voice of one of China's most influential actresses, Yang Mi. Her decision to speak out has shaken the entire industry to its core and thrown a blinding spotlight on actor Yu Menglong, who many now believe was deliberately targeted after refusing to submit to the exploitation of Cheng Qingsong. The revelation has left fans outraged, insiders scrambling, and an entire industry questioning its conscience. Yu Menglong's journey into stardom was not one of shortcuts or controversy. Born with quiet charm and fueled by raw talent, he rose steadily, from his early recognition in Go Princess Go to the international success of Eternal Love. His delicate features, soft-spoken nature, and captivating performances made him the face of purity in a cutthroat industry. Unlike others, Yu seemed determined to let his work speak louder than manufactured headlines. He was the kind of actor audiences wanted to protect, the kind who reminded fans why they loved storytelling in the first place. Yet as fast as he rose, his career stumbled with shocking suddenness. One day, Yu Menglong was everywhere, gracing covers, leading dramas, winning endorsements. The next, it was as though the ground beneath him cracked. Roles he had already secured vanished overnight. Casting announcements came without his name, brands quietly replaced his image, and variety shows where he had always been welcomed suddenly closed their doors. At first, fans blamed shifting tastes in the entertainment market, thinking maybe Yu was simply overshadowed by newer faces. But patterns soon emerged. The losses weren't random. They felt intentional, calculated, as though someone was pulling invisible strings to erase him. That someone, whispers said, was Cheng Qingsong. To the public, Cheng was a screenwriter, a critic, a man who shaped cultural conversation in China's entertainment scene. But to insiders, he was something else entirely. A gatekeeper, a man with enough reach to make or break careers. And like many in power, his influence came with shadows. For years, quiet voices had hinted at coercion, exploitation, and demands that went beyond professionalism. No one ever dared to say it aloud, but everyone knew the risks. If you pleased him, doors opened. If you defied him, they slammed shut. It is here that Yu Menglong's fate twisted. Rumors spread that he refused Cheng's advances, refused to be controlled, refused to trade dignity for opportunity. It was a decision rooted in principle, but one that allegedly cost him dearly. By rejecting exploitation, Yu didn't just say no to Cheng. He said no to an entire system that thrived on silence and submission. And in doing so, he may have marked himself as a target. Through it all, Yu kept his silence. He smiled in the few interviews he was granted, avoided confrontation, and never once lashed out in public. His refusal to fan the flames of gossip was admirable, but it only deepened the mystery. Fans grew restless, asking why such a talented actor was being ignored. And still, Yu carried himself with quiet dignity, as though his silence was its own form of resistance. But silence can only endure for so long before another voice rises to break it. That voice belonged to Yang Mi. Yang Mi has never been just another actress. She is a titan in the industry, a star whose influence extends beyond the screen, a businesswoman whose studio nurtures rising talent, and a woman whose life has been scrutinized more than most. She knows what it means to fight battles in the public eye. Yet, for years, she played by the rules, maintaining her image while navigating an industry that often rewards obedience over truth. So when she finally spoke, it sent a tremor through the entire entertainment world. In a recent interview, Yang Mi looked straight at the camera and said words that fans will never forget. Some people in this industry believe they can control careers, futures, even lives. But no one should be punished for choosing dignity over exploitation. I have witnessed how unfairly certain actors have been treated, and it is heartbreaking. She didn't need to say Yu Menglong's name. The world already knew who she meant. Her statement was not a whisper, it was thunder. Fans flooded social media with messages of support, calling her brave, calling you a victim of injustice, calling the entire system corrupt. Hashtags like hashtag stand with Yu Menglong and hashtag Yang Mi speaks truth shot to the top of trending lists. Fan pages dedicated to Yu resurfaced, showering him with love, digging up old performances, and vowing to fight for his return. It was as though Yang Mi had taken the key to a locked door and thrown it wide open, unleashing everything that had been bottled up for too long. The reaction was explosive, but it was also deeply emotional. Fans wrote messages filled with tears and anger. Yu Menglong gave us his heart through his roles, and this is how they treat him. Another wrote, Yang Mi didn't just defend you, she defended every actor too scared to speak out. One even said, her words gave me chills. For once, someone powerful chose truth over silence. But with every wave of support comes a ripple of fear. Inside the industry, Yang Mi's words created panic. Studios began questioning their associations. Some quietly distanced themselves from Cheng Qingsong, fearing public backlash, while others chose to stay silent, waiting to see where the storm would settle. Insiders admitted in hushed tones that what Yang Mi said was what everyone already knew but never dared to confirm. Yet, by speaking it aloud, she had broken an unspoken pact of silence. And silence, once broken, cannot be restored. For Yu Menglong, this could mean redemption. The spotlight has shifted back to him, but this time with empathy and admiration. Casting directors and producers, pressured by public demand, may see value in restoring his career. Brands might seize the chance to align with his image of integrity, painting him as not just an actor, but a symbol of resilience. For Yang Mi, her reputation as a truth-teller has been cemented, but it also paints a target on her back. In an industry that thrives on compliance, her courage could inspire others or invite retaliation. As for Cheng Qingsong, his name is now marred by suspicion. He has yet to issue a clear statement, but no denial could erase the narrative already forming in the public's mind. The more he stays silent, the more damning the accusations seem. And yet, those who understand the entertainment world know he is not alone. He represents a system where exploitation thrives in the shadows, a system that resists accountability. This story is not just about one actor's struggle or one actress's courage. It is about the heart of an industry where dreams are built and broken, where talent shines but power often decides who gets to rise. Yu Menglong's quiet refusal and Yang Mi's thunderous defense have exposed cracks in that foundation. Fans now see the truth more clearly than ever. Behind the lights and laughter, there is pain, control, and injustice. And yet, there is also hope. Because courage, once shown, is contagious. Yang Mi's voice may embolden others to share their truths, to refuse silence, to demand fairness. Yu Menglong's dignity, his choice to protect himself rather than bow to exploitation, may inspire younger actors who face the same hidden pressures. Perhaps this scandal is not just an ending for you, but the beginning of change for many. The world now waits. Will Yu Menglong reclaim the career that was stolen from him? Will Yang Mi face consequences for her boldness, or will she stand taller as the symbol of a new era of honesty? Will the industry acknowledge its shadows, or will it attempt to bury them once again? The answers remain unclear, but one thing is undeniable. The silence has been broken. And in that breaking, something irreversible has begun. This is why the story matters. It is not gossip, it is not fleeting scandal, it is the unveiling of truth in an industry that has hidden too much for too long. Yang Mi's courage has given fans a reason to hope, and Yu Menglong's dignity has given them a reason to fight. And if history has taught us anything, it is that once the truth is spoken, it can never truly be silenced again. The story that began with Yang Mi's thunderous words is far from over. In fact, it has only just begun. When she dared to speak out in defense of Yu Menglong, the industry trembled, fans wept, and an invisible war erupted behind closed doors. What looked like one woman's courage was actually the spark that ignited a fire too big to contain. And now, the world waits breathlessly to see who will rise from the flames and who will be consumed by them. In the days following her statement, Yu Menglong's name returned to the spotlight, not as an overlooked actor, but as a symbol of resistance. His fan base, which had grown quiet in recent years, roared back with unprecedented power. Old clips of his performances resurfaced online, gathering millions of views overnight. Songs he once sang in dramas climbed back onto charts, and hashtags about his dignity and strength trended daily. People weren't just admiring him as an actor anymore. They were admiring him as a man who refused to trade his soul for success. But with adoration came danger. Insiders whispered that the backlash was greater than the public realized. Certain industry figures, tied closely to Cheng Qingsong, felt threatened by the uprising of support for Yu. To them, if Yu Menglong triumphed, it would mean their grip on young stars could finally be broken. It was not just about one actor anymore, it was about control. And so, while fans cheered loudly on the outside, behind the velvet curtains of the industry, powerful forces were plotting how to silence the noise. And yet, the louder those forces schemed, the louder Yang Mi's courage echoed. She did not backtrack. She did not water down her words. Instead, she was seen attending an event wearing a bold smile, holding herself tall, as though daring anyone to challenge her. The message was clear. She had spoken the truth, and she would not be silenced. To her millions of fans, Yang Mi transformed from star to warrior, from admired actress to fearless defender. Her voice gave others permission to hope that maybe, just maybe, change was possible. Meanwhile, Yu Menglong finally broke his own silence, not through an official press conference, but through a quiet, heartfelt post online. His words were brief, but they carried weight heavier than any script he had ever performed. I am grateful for those who see me, who believe in me. I have chosen to protect myself, even when it was not easy. Your support gives me strength to continue. Within minutes, his post exploded with millions of shares and comments. Fans cried openly, telling him they would stand by him no matter what. Others urged him not to give up, reminding him that truth always prevails in the end. For many, this was not just about an actor anymore, it was about justice. But here lies the question burning in everyone's mind. Where does this lead? Will Yu Menglong rise again, lifted by the tidal wave of love from fans, or will the industry's silent punishments pull him back down into obscurity? Will Yang Mi's defiance spark a revolution of voices, or will it be smothered by those who fear exposure? No one knows the ending yet. But what is clear is this: things will never return to how they were. A door has been opened, and behind it lies a future where silence is no longer the rule, but the exception. And perhaps that is why this story resonates so deeply with audiences worldwide. Because it is not just the tale of a famous actress and a beloved actor, it is the timeless fight between power and dignity, between silence and truth. Fans are not just watching a scandal unfold, they are watching history being written. And in every repost, every hashtag, every tearful message, they are becoming part of that history too. This is why the continuation of this saga matters. Because in the end, it is not about Cheng Qingsong's shadow or the whispers of retaliation. It is about Yang Mi's fire and Yu Menglong's unshakable integrity. It is about the reminder that even in the darkest corners of the industry, light can break through. And it is about you, the fans, the dreamers, the believers, who hold the power to demand a better story for the people you admire. Now the world holds its breath, waiting for the next chapter. Will Yu Menglong return to the screen with the roles he deserves? Will Yang Mi inspire a new wave of stars to choose courage over silence? Or will the forces of power fight harder to keep control? Whatever happens, one thing is certain. The truth is out, and it cannot be hidden again. And if you want to stay at the heart of this unfolding drama, if you want to be the first to know when the next twist drops, then join us on Drama Spark. This is where the biggest stories come alive, where the truth meets emotion, and where fans like you shape the conversation. Don't just watch history, be part of it. Subscribe to Drama Spark, turn on your notifications, and step into a world where every secret is uncovered and every moment keeps you on the edge of your seat. This is not just news, it's a revolution, and you belong right at the center of it.